What's up, everybody? I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. I know I am. I'm having a wonderful day. I had one day off today. I don't have another day until next Tuesday, Wednesday, I think. But either way, I'm back. We're back. It's another Friday night, the Blown State Podcast, episode number 21. We got an interesting guest tonight. We also, we can't be we without my boy, the main man, RT. Let me get him in here. Artie, you there, baby? The professor, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Outstanding, sir. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Me and my cricket are going full blown here.
Ooh, is the cricket back?
He's back, and he's inside the room somewhere. I don't know where.
Outstanding. I love it when the cricket's here. It's good. It's good ambiance to have the cricket in the background. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Only if you hear it, because to me, like, he's singing in my ear.
Oh, we can hear it every time you're talking. You can hear it.
He's going. He's like, it's Friday.
It reminds me of the time, like, when you don't talk about the cricket, right? You don't really hear it, but then you talk about the cricket and you hear it. It's like that time I taught my boy Leon here about Don't Fear the Reaper, the cowbell on Don't Fear the Reaper. He was like, "What? It's a cool little skit on what was it, SNL, bud?" And he's like, "That's hilarious." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "That's funny. They would do that." I'm like, "You've never heard the song?" He's like, "Yeah, there's no cowbell." And I was like, "Put that fucking song on right now, bud." And we put it on. And he was like, "Motherfucker, all I can hear is the goddamn cowbell now." Speaking of which, I know my boy Leon here. He's a little timid today, guys. It's okay. I'm gonna get enough alcohol in him to get him rocking and rolling. Leon, please say hi.
Hi.
Artie, what are you drinking? Because you know it is a three drink minimum here while you're on the podcast. I know I'm drinking a little Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA. Leon's here double fisting with the Dos Equis and a Voodoo Ranger IPA. What are you drinking, Artie?
I got some cherry Pepsi with some raspberry vodka.
Somebody went either to the store or somebody else went to the store and that's all that was left.
That's all that was left. I don't even know how this thing got in the house, let me tell you.
Hey, fuck it. You're drinking it now.
Tasting, it's got a little buzz. I don't know. I'm good with it,
Yeah, I'm with you there.
First.
So, cheers, Leon, Artie. Cheers. Salud, Papa. Let's rock and roll.
All right, let's get into it. I heard Leon's a big football fan.
He is a big football fan. He likes to play it off. He says he only likes the NCAA. He used to talk so much shit to me when I would talk to him about playing MLB or Madden or this and that, yada yada. And one time I went over to his house. He's like, "Let's play some NCAA 14 because it's the last time they made that fucking game." And I'm like,
right.
bro, do you even have the fucking the PS3 to play? He's like, "Bitch, I might." And he threw it on there. We played, man. We fucking played. I think I played. It was USC versus Arizona, right?
State.
Arizona State. Sorry. He graduated from Arizona State, so he's fucking all fucking butthurt if I don't say Arizona State. But we played SC versus Arizona State, and somebody came out victorious out of that game, even though I had never played it before.
All right. Well, the remotes were faulty.
The remote. Don't blame the remotes, kid. You lost.
Said PS3 though. The PS3s are like, man, PS5's about to come out. That's crazy. I forgot what a PS3 even looks like.
It's like the original round one.
It was the original controller too. That shit was hard.
Okay, I have to admit there were some funny moments there. We were running, and then the ball all of a sudden flew out of somebody's hand. It was like a fumble here.
Auto pitched on a run.
Breakout run. He had a breakout run down the middle of the field, and all of a sudden the ball just popped out of his hand, jumped into mine. I'm like, "Hey, I'll take it," because it went both ways. It went both ways. When I did that shit, it went the same way. It went to him. So I mean, it was a glitch.
In my head, I have the longest yard moment right there coming out the way that went down, and he's like looking at his hands. I shouldn't have ate that popcorn before the game,
He had too much butter on that popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
shit. Hey, Leon, so you're Arizona State. I like it. I like local areas. Arizona's our neighbors. What year did you graduate, or what year did you go there?
Oh, I didn't go there. Brent just keeps...
Oh, I thought you went there, you son of a bitch.
I keep telling him.
Damn, Brent, why you call him out, bro? He didn't go college.
I grew up in Arizona.
Okay, what part?
Between Phoenix and Tucson.
Okay, all right. I got family right there in Chandler.
Oh, near there, like 20, 30 minutes away.
Yeah, not too far. They used to live in Coolidge. You know where that one's at?
Oh yeah, it's in I grew up in Florence. It's a town next to Coolidge.
Yeah. I know it a little bit. All right, cool beans.
He is.
I know you've probably been over here a transplant, right, for a minute.
Yeah. It's been
years now.
Years.
I've had the pleasure, nay, the glory of knowing Leon since I've moved out to Moreno Valley. He was my boss at one point, my supervisor at one point. Now I make more money than he does. But he does have the princess schedule. He only works 5 to 2 Monday through Friday now, and he's kissed my ass about that shit.
Right, all right.
All right, let's jump into some football because I know Leon loves some football. Here, Leon, I'll put it up here in case you don't look at your phone.
Sorry.
Because I sent you the script.
First you yell at me for looking at my phone, then you yell at me for not being on
All
my
right,
phone.
the Washington Redskins are in the news for a few different reasons, guys. First and foremost, the name change is imminent. I know they had like 20 different patents that they registered for, but nobody knows what they're going to call them. Do you think they're going to wait till all this other stuff blows over? Do you think they're going to put out the name first to try and get some good publicity?
And I think none of that would have happened if all those sponsors started and try to pull out. All the owners are, the minority stakeholder owners are trying. They hired a lawyer, I saw, right? So that they could sell off their shares because they don't want any part.
Yeah.
Of to do anything with Dan Snyder, I believe his name.
Yeah.
They're like, man, he's so hard to deal with, and they just want out with him. So for them to have taken this long, not have a name, I feel like something's going on, and them hiring a lawyer to just like away from this whole situation, it's just like it's red flags. You know what I'm saying? Everything is red flag. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let's say, okay, and here's what I know. I'm not answering your question. Sorry, but here's the reasoning I'm not answering your question, right? I'm curious to see if they sell off their shares and they find the right people come in there, do they really even need to make a change? No? Because I have a feeling that a lot of the pressure is from the people that are getting out. I get the sponsors, but I feel like they're like, who cares with the sponsors type of thing,
I think with all the not the Me, I was gonna say Me Too movement, but with all the talk of racism right now and change in America and this and that, I think that's one of the biggest reasons why they're asking for the change. And there was also one of the original owners of the team was very say it nicely. I don't know how to say it nicely, but was extremely racist when it came to the team and how he ran the team and whatnot. So there's a lot of things that they want to change to get rid of the name. They want to be the DC something else or Washington whatever, something else. But it's interesting to me that all this is going on. I mean, the Indian or the Native American, the Native American nations have been calling for the name change from the Washington Redskins. And it's always, it's going to be okay. It's been this way forever. We're just going to stay this way forever. But all of a sudden, now things are changing. Now it looks like the name's going to change. And then on the heels of what we're going to talk about next, or we're going to touch on next, do you think that all is having that much more pressure on the team to change the name? Or do you think it's time? Or do you think it's just because of the what's going on in the world right now, they're going to change all that?
My personal, I think he's one of those dudes that set in their ways and just was not public about it. Look at the way he's handling, the next thing we're going to talk about and the way he's handled the name change and stuff like that. Someone was going to really be that proactive. It sounds like they'd have a kind of tone to how they're approaching everything. And I don't see the tone of someone that's willing to make those changes, from Dan Snyder and Washington. I don't know, dude. Something tells me that it's not going to happen, or they're just going to drag it out. And even though, what's going to happen if they don't change the name? Like really, just because people put pressure on it. So what? They've been putting pressure on that for forever.
Well, I know that FedEx said if they don't change the name, they're out.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so they're like, all right, let's just find another sponsor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do you think any sponsor after that is going to be very interested in jumping in on that name change?
Might have smaller sponsors and not as a big headline sponsor. Does that make sense? Because I'm sure they didn't lose all their sponsors, just lost the biggest sponsor, I believe, right? Maybe they'll go with. I just really think it's gonna be one of those. If it happens, it's gonna be forced upon. It's not gonna be something that just comes out naturally. None of this has felt natural with them, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my opinion. I just feel like I feel like let's see what happens when all the dust settles, because something is fishy here. There's too many red flags here. There's too many red flags. So something don't feel right, you know?
Yeah, I got you. I mean, moving right into what happened, the big bombshell. They've been talking about it all week, and finally they dropped the story. 15 female employees have come out against the organization with alleged sexual harassment and sexual misconduct. This was posted by the Washington Post. Being named is Mitch Gershman, former COO, who routinely berated employees such as Emily Applegate for trivial problems while also complimenting her body. The NFL is considering disciplining Washington, but is not expected to force Daniel Snyder to sell the franchise. Many have cried out for the NFL to remove Snyder for allowing such behavior amongst his executives. Now, all I read all week was they're going to push this dude Snyder to sell the team, and he's going to be out. He's going to be out. Yeah. But late today, all I heard was, well, they're going to fine them. Those other guys don't work here anymore. They're going to go ahead and let him keep the team. I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, you know, it all comes from the top. Leon, what do you think? The faces he makes at me when I point him out. What do you think, Leon? Do you think he should be removed for allowing sexual misconduct in his organization, or do you think he should be allowed to keep the team, be on eggshells or whatever?
Okay, starting with a fucking bombshell.
Yeah, we're gonna get you going good, baby.
I don't know. Pass.
You can't pass, bro. That's right to you.
Fucking shit, bro. Dude, no. That's such a fucking loaded, heavy. I don't know.
Okay, but do you think he's gonna keep the team, or do you think they're gonna make him sell the team?
I don't know. Probably sell.
Sell the team. What do you think, Artie?
He's going to keep the team. One comparison that I saw today was what happened with Mark Cuban and the Dallas Mavericks, and how Mark Cuban, this is what I'm telling you, like, there's a lot of red flags with the Redskins, right? Mark Cuban, when it came out that there was a lot of sexual misconduct going on with the Dallas Mavericks, came out and said, you know, like, man, it's my fault. Even though it's not his fault, he was like, it's my fault. Shouldn't have let this happen. I should have been on it. I should have this. I should have that. He took it. Like, he just said, go for it. Like, give me what you got. And then he was proactive. He said, we're going to give back to the community. We're going to hire more minorities. We're going to have, you know, we're going to get rid of that glass ceiling. We're going to donate to charities and blah, blah, blah. He was really proactive, right?
Right.
Dan Snyder, again, I don't hear any of this stuff going on with Dan Snyder. So if they don't change the name, see, this is why I kind of avoided your question earlier. If they don't change the name and he tries to like sidestep stuff, they're gonna make him sell that team, just like they did with Donald Sterling with the Clippers. Remember how that was like basically forced and they got blackballed and stuff like that? The Clippers, thing's gonna happen with him. It's gonna be the same thing. They're gonna force him out. It's like, all right, you don't want to make the name change? Hey, you have sexual misconduct going on. You don't want to make the name change. You're dragging your feet with this. You're dragging your feet with that. All right, time for someone else to take over. Step aside, you know?
Well, what's funny is that they hired a high-priced lawyer the day before this all dropped. So they have somebody in place, and now Snyder is not talking to anybody. All the questions and everything is going through the lawyers now. He's like, I got the lawyers. Go through them. He's not saying anything. He's not going to do anything. It's out of his hands now, according to him. The lawyers are going to deal with it and punish the people that need to be punished, and he's going to stay out of it. So I honestly don't think that he's going to make it. Kind of like how you were talking about the former owner of the Clippers. I think they're going to force him out, especially if he doesn't make the name change. I think if somebody new comes in, that name change is going to hit right away. But right now, if I don't know, man, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Snyder and what's going to happen with the the Washington D.C. Redskins. I mean, they're going to suck this year like they suck every year, but that's coming from a Cowboy fan, and fuck those guys.
Suck every year. They won Super Bowl or two.
They won I think 2 Super Bowls. The only team that in the NFC East who hadn't won a Super Bowl was the Eagles, and they won one the other a couple years ago. All I can hear about is that bullshit now. Speaking of the rest of the NFL is slated to at least play one preseason game, according to the NFLPA negotiation that they had a couple weeks ago. They said we're not going to do any playoff. We're going to do one. We're not going to do any but one playoff game. Do you think we're going to see a lot of the starters in that playoff game or that preseason game? Sorry, in that preseason game. Do you think we're going to see a lot of the starters, or do you think they're going to rest them up for the actual games, Artie?
They got to play, dude. Maybe a half, I would say, by then. I think they'll go a little longer than we're used to seeing them in the preseason. I don't think they'll go the whole game, but I think they're going to go a little longer, maybe into that second quarter. Maybe, I don't know, my guess is 3, what's the word, sessions, reps?
3 quarters?
No, 3, when they get off possessions, 3 offensive possessions.
Okay.
I feel
series, 3
that.
series.
There you go, 3 series. There you go. I could see the starters going at least 3 series, maybe 4. Depending on those series where they were 3 and out or what.
Yeah.
But I could see them going. I could see them going into the second quarter. I don't see them going into the third quarter, the starters, but I could definitely see them going to the second quarter. They got to get their work in. They live reps, man. Nothing beats live reps against opponents.
This is very true. Leonidas, what do you think?
I'm willing to bet they do a half.
You don't think they do more than half?
No. I don't think they do more than a half in the regular preseason.
Well, there's only one preseason game, so you think they're only going to do half?
Probably. Why risk it?
You got to risk it for the biscuit, bro.
It's the NFL, though. They don't.
All right. Well, I think everybody's in consent. I think they go the first half to come back in the third quarter, play one series, and call it a day. I think they do come back, depending on if whatever team's playing, if they're winning or losing, if they let the starters go in there one more series at the start of the third quarter. But
I said winning or losing in preseason. Get out of here.
I'm telling you, bro, if they're down by 3 or whatever, coming into the second half, going to the third quarter, I think they let them go in there one time. Hey, you get one series to go down the field and try and score or tie the game. If you don't, if you do it, cool. If not, then all right, cool. That might be their 2-minute drill. That might be okay, cool. We're about to run a 2-minute drill right now. Get down the field, make 3 points, or score a touchdown.
Okay. All right.
Big news, big money, right? We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, my boys here. Not great news, but Dak and the Cowboys cannot come to an. What happened?
Big money? That's no money.
Well, we're going to get to big money. Dak and the Cowboys cannot come to an agreement on the extension. Will play the 2020 season under the franchise tag. Would be a free agent at the end of the year, barring the Cowboys franchise tagging him again. Now, that's not the. Of course they're going to tag him again. He's going to take that. We talked about this the last couple weeks, whatever. They're going to tag him for the next 2 years, and then they're going to give him another 4-year extension, and then that's when he's going to get paid, and it is what it is. But he's going to make $120,000 over the next $120 million over the next 3 years, or whatever. He's going to make $100,000 in a week.
He's going to be a teacher. He's a teacher or what?
Yeah, I didn't know teachers made that much money. Fuck, I need to go be a teacher. The big thing that came out, big news out of there. I mean, no surprise there. They've been back and forth over it since the end of the season. Dak's brother Tad calls out the Cowboys, saying he has never rooted for the Cowboys before they drafted Dak, and may soon not be cheering for them again. Does this bode well for Dak and the Cowboys? Is there a split coming? If they do split, or Dak gets traded, who do the Cowboys go after? So, first question, I'm going to throw it out to Artie. Do you think this bodes well for Dak and the Cowboys, or do you think this is going to cause more problems during the negotiations?
I think this is causing problems, but at the same time, the Cowboys made him an offer, didn't they? What was on the table?
$35 million a year for the next 4 years, I believe.
That wasn't a bad offer. I get it. It's not freaking Patrick Mahomes money, but for a guy that's unproven, it's pretty damn good numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, he's unproven, dude. He's had one good season, that was the best Cowboys quarterback season ever type of thing.
Well, it was one of the. It was the season where nobody knew who he was, so he came. It's kind of like the Kaepernick effect a few years ago when he first came in after Alex Smith got hurt. He came in and he just dominated because nobody knew how to fucking play this guy. Nobody knew how to set up their defense for him. So I think that is what propelled Dak so much that first year when Tony Romo got hurt, is that nobody was ready to play him. And then once they finally got into the later on in the season, they knew how to play him, and he showed his true colors. Like, I root for my boys all the time, but he's a really good quarterback. Is he elite? I don't think so, but I think he's up there, but he's not elite.
Yeah. I'd give him like a A- rating, maybe B+.
B+ I'm okay with. A-, you got to show me a little more. B+ for sure.
He just hasn't earned he hasn't earned that fat paycheck yet. He's unproven. He's only played, two full years in the league?
3.
Brent? 3, okay, 3 full years. I like the guy, don't get me wrong, but he's asking for more than what he's worth, if you ask me. They gave him a good contract, and then this dude's playing with fire because they got the Red Baron right there, right on his tail, man. That dude's not a bad player, and with the weapons that they have in Dallas, man, he could put up.
He could be a stud, bro.
And he's playing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the Red Baron's a Texas kid too, right?
He is. He's born and bred in Texas.
Yeah, so when you're playing at home, everything just feels a little different, When you're playing in where you're used to, where you spend most of your life, and plus he's also got that chip on his shoulder, where like, hey, this might be my last shot. If he does become a starter, if Dak gets hurt or Dak gets benched or whatever, like that dude's gonna come out, with his hair on fire, already being red, but he's gonna come out, and I just feel he's gonna be one of those dudes that like, hey, I have nothing to lose. Let me air it out, and I got all these weapons, and I'm going to trust that they do what they do. And when you have nothing to lose and you're just airing it out, man, dangerous things happen because
he's got an arm, bro. Fucking the Red Rocket has got a fucking arm. The Red Baron, he's got a fucking arm, bro. Dalton can get it done. Hey, don't worry about the red lipstick, all right? That's for you and me there, Leon, later. But the Red fucking Baron here is another one for it. He's got a fucking arm. He can sling it, man. He can throw it down the field and all this and that. In Cincinnati, he didn't have the protection that he needed to be able to succeed properly. He didn't have the defense to help him succeed properly. Now with Dallas, he's got plenty of players on both sides of the field that's going to be able to help him out. So Dak wants to get. I think Dak signed the franchise tag because of that. Because he saw, well, they gave him $7 million, and he's chomping at the bit to play down here. I better go over there, stop fucking around. I'll sign the franchise tag. Let's show him what's up. I mean, hey, Dak, show up, man. You're betting on yourself. Cool. You're basically betting the house. Bet on yourself. Let's see what happens. Take us to a fucking playoff. Take us to a couple wins. Let's get to the NFC Championship game. You don't think Jerry's going to turn around and go, here's $40 million a year? Cool. I mean, it's not going to be Patrick Mahomes' fucking $5 quadrillion a fucking second that he's going to get. But I think Dak is still going to get paid about $40 million a year after the next salary cap extension bullshit that they're talking about. But I think if he does well this season, gets us at least one, if not two, postseason wins, I think he gets $40 million a year. I don't think he deserves $40 million. I think he should get 35, 36, but I think that's where it's at.
Yeah. I got some good news, side news on the side.
Okay, go for it.
Leon was going to say something or what?
He was about to. He was saying some bullshit, and then you cut him off, man.
Go for it, Leon. I'll give you the side note after.
I'm just laughing that, like, 2 playoff wins get him $36 million. Like, only $36 million.
Grant went up to 40 with 2 playoff wins.
Man, I don't know how he's going to survive with
NFC Championship game, I think they give him $40 million.
Good Lord.
38 at least, up to 40 with the little bonus and shit. Artie, give me your surprise.
I agree with you on that. I think if he gets into the NFC Championship, that he gets $40 million for sure. Year, maybe like 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Surprise! Tyler, who we've had on the show twice, was actually doing some work at Dak's house.
Shut your dirty whore mouth.
Yeah, man. So he was doing some work. His company, they're moving dirt. for him something. That's all he really said. He didn't say a whole get into details. He said it was just more like, I guess his company was able to move a lot of dirt that Dak needed moves. So the reason I say that is that's good news, right? Because that means he's planting some, roots in Texas.
Well, I mean, he lives in Mississippi or western Mississippi, so he's not far from where they're at. So if he's doing it for his pad, I think he bought a pad over there in Mississippi because he's like a legend at Mississippi State. He brought them a national championship. He brought them a #1 fucking rating, whatever, yada yada. I watched the fucking thing on Dak over here on ESPN, motherfucker.
When did Mississippi win a national championship?
I was going to say that too. Thank you, Leon. Was not the only one that caught that. National, really?
Maybe not national champion, whatever.
Division 3, maybe? Like, what?
Division 3 Tostitos. Division 3 Tostitos Dos Equis Bowl. Doritos Nachos Cool Ranch Bowl.
Leon, he meant like a high school national.
Oh, got it. Mississippi, the state
like
championship.
Yeah, like Remember the Titans type of thing,
Okay.
Strong side!
Makes more sense. makes way more sense.
Anything to hype up a cowboy, right?
I do what I can, goddammit. Speaking of hyping up a cowboy, I know it's not on our list right now, but Ezekiel Elliott was talking mad shit when people were talking about he's not the same guy he was 3-4 years ago. On top of that, they were like, oh, with the COVID, you better rate him out in Madden, because we're going to get into the Madden ratings right now, at like fucking 88, 89. He was like, you better say my name with respect up in this motherfucker. I love my guy. He's my guy. Speaking of running backs, though.
He did say that. That was interesting to hear him say that. And he's right, though, man. Like, he's one of the damn better freaking...
He's been top 2, top 3 quarterback, running back over the last 4 years that he's been in the league, or last 3 years he's been in the league. He's been top 3 in the running back, all-purpose yards. I think last year he was behind CMC and Henry. Those are the only 2 that I could think of that he was behind. Yeah.
Right. But here's the thing. I like Elliott, but let me ask you this, okay? And I know you're a little homer.
Elliott.
Who would be better, Barkley or Elliott on the Cowboys?
Wait, who?
Barkley, Saquon. Your
Saquon.
rival?
Oh, Saquon Barkley, that fuck. Or Elliott.
Behind that same line.
Sorry, my mouth is dirty right now. Saquon Barkley. Son of a... I love you, Zeke. I have my team name on fantasy football, Zeke and Destroy.
Let me ask you, and okay, here's another thing, right? Because I knew that one was a low blow, and I'm sorry, I had to set you up for the next one, right?
Oh, shit.
How much better would Christian McCaffrey be?
Oh, shut your dirty heart. Are you kidding me right now? The Cowboys came out and said they're going to trade Ezekiel Elliott for Christian McCaffrey. Right now, I'd be like, do that shit right now. I'll give fuck. I'll give you my
Elliott, right?
Oh, fuck yeah. We got the Red Rocket, the Rofert Rocket in the background right now. $4, $5, $7 million, whatever the fuck they want to give him for the season. I'll fucking take that trade right fucking now. Artie, make that trade.
I'll tell him. I'll tell Tyler and see what we could do, right?
But if before he does that though, tell Tyler to get me an autograph football and send it my way, and then
get a little video and say what's up.
But, that would be dope.
He couldn't pull it off.
Tell him to pull something off and to get me a fucking football, or at least hey, what's up?
But I guess they finished the work at his house. It was just something simple, like getting rid of a whole bunch of dirt or something like that.
A little dirt don't hurt nobody. So we were talking about running backs, and we got into Zeke, but we're talking about King Henry. Derek motherfucking Henry has signed a $50 million contract with the Titans. I didn't see how many years. I'm sorry, but he's got this big.
It was 2 years, right? It was just $50 million.
I thought it was 3. I could be wrong.
$50 million a year? Are we talking $50 million a year?
No, $50 million. Period.
Oh, see, that's pretty low, don't you think?
Well, I mean, he's a great running back. Last season, he was there He's been with the Titans for a couple seasons. He's had pretty good numbers, but last year is when he blew up.
They get hit left and right, and you're talking $50 million for 3 years? Dude.
2 years?
Mahomes is getting $50 million a year.
Mahomes is making $150 million a minute. What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Mahomes is getting basically $50 million a year, right?
Somebody broke it. Okay, no, hold on.
50.3.
Somebody broke it down. Somebody broke down the math.
Who's ESPN?
Mahomes, while playing football, is going to be making like $12,000 a minute.
I saw all that stuff.
It's fucking wild. I can't make $12,000 in 6 months. What the fuck is going on here?
He's not playing football, just living his best life.
He's living his best life.
No, like they broke it down by day. Like ESPN did a little photo of it.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
like $102,000 a day, just living life.
Playing video games. Shit.
Breathing.
He averaged, it was like $1.62 a second.
Jesus
Right.
Christ.
Yeah,
I want
just breathing.
$1.62 a breath.
Just breathing. Yeah. So Derrick Henry. So it is 4 years, $50 million. Dude, again, Mahomes makes $50 million in 1 year, and this dude gets hit left and right. Derrick Henry, and he's only getting $50 million for 4 years.
Man, he can't wait. I told you it was
I
like
feel
3
there's a
years.
rip-off here.
Yeah,
There's a rip-off.
but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It's an improvement on what he was making before.
Yeah, you're right. He
was on his rookie contract making like $4 million.
Yeah.
So $50 million for
Got
four.
Yeah.
You can't
got
get mad.
$25.5 million guaranteed, 4 years, $50 million. Again, like I just see it and I think, damn, dude, you're getting hit left and right. You're gonna take a beating on your body because Mahomes ain't. He might get hit here and there, but you know how it is, dude, with the quarterbacks, man. It's two-hand touch over there.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so Leon pulled this up for me real quick. ESPN posted Patrick Mahomes contract breakdown. Over 10 years, $503 million. 1 year, $50.3 million. 1 day, $137,808,000. 1 hour, $5,742 an hour. Jesus Christ, wait for it. $96 a minute. $1.60 a fucking eye blink second. God damn it, dude! This motherfucker's making more money than I can even fucking think about. Jesus Christ, my homie, if you're out there, man, look, me and Artie, we got 2 decent houses, man. We would appreciate if you could help us out with like half the mortgage. We'd be good to go. Like, we'll take care of the other half of the cost of the house, but if you want to hook us up with the other half, I ain't gonna be mad, bro. We'll say all the good things about you all day long. Twice on Sundays because that's when you play.
We'll name Brent's unborn child after you.
Oh, absolutely. I will definitely name him Mahomes. Like, Jesus, that'll be his first thing. He'll be like, Daddy, why'd you name me Mahomes? He paid for this house, son. He paid for this house.
He's your real daddy.
He is your daddy now. Jesus Christ. Like, fuck, man. Jesus. Mother
man,
of God.
good for Henry, dude. I just feel bad for these running backs, man. Because, again, in comparison, I don't expect them to be like quarterback money. But, dude, 4 years, $50 million, it just feels like a ripoff, don't you? Don't you think? Or how much they get hit. How much they get hit, dude. Just feel like they are the ones that take the toll on their bodies out. Most dudes, maybe linebackers too, because they have to do all the hitting. But linebackers and running backs, man, they're the ones that get hit the most or do the most hitting. So I think their bodies take the biggest toll, which in turn I think should have bigger rewards for how much they get paid.
I think so. Speaking of linebackers and defensive players, Leon here played a mean defensive lineman. Defensive end?
Yeah.
In high school. He's actually been teaching Luke how to run through things. Luke actually ran through my screen back door and laughed about it. So, I had to go replace that goddamn thing. Thank God that Leon was here. Leon wants to get him tackling dummies and sleds and have him run up and down the fucking hill right now.
He's ready.
He's ready. He's
down the hill.
He's about the size of a goddamn linebacker right now.
He is. He's a big boy.
The ripe age of 3.
He's not going to be a quarterback, that's for sure.
Oh, hell no.
I think the next one, little Mahomie, is going to be the quarterback, and then we got Luke is going to be the
little Mahomie.
Hey, if he listens and he hears it, bro, I got you. My house isn't that expensive. You could pay it off in 10 minutes. I swear to God. Help a brother out, man. All we're doing is talking the truth. That's all we're doing.
We'll refi if you need us to, man. Let us know.
If you need us to, we will. I'll refi again. I just refied a couple months ago. I'll refi that motherfucker again. I got you. Shit. All right, moving into Madden news. I know we're going into some video games. We don't normally go down this route. But here we are. Madden ratings, the 99 Club. No surprise here. Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey, Michael Thomas, Aaron Donald, and Stephen Gilmore. Why would we be talking about this? I'll tell you why. The biggest controversy is Rob the Gronkleberry Gronkowski was rated 95. Not 85, not 75. 95 as the number 3 tight end in the league. It highly offended Mr. Zachary "Fuck You" Ertz, who is who's at number, or who is rated number 90, right? And he's rated the 90th player.
Oh, no, he's rated at 90. I put that wrong. My bad.
Okay, yeah, so he's rated at 90, and he played through a lacerated kidney.
Good Lord.
Like, I've only known one other man to play through a lacerated appendage, and that was my boy Jason Witten. He had his spleen was fucking lacerated, and he played through a game, and they won that game. God bless you, and Godspeed to you with the Raiders. They're going to kill you, bro. I'm so sorry, Mr. Jason Witten.
With the Raiders?
Yeah, he went to the Raiders.
Oh, I must have missed that. All right.
Oh, yeah, this last season he's going with the Raiders.
All right.
Zach Ertz, is it Zach Ertz or Gronkowski? He's 1 year removed from setting the record of 116 receptions by a tight end. Guess whose record he broke? Oh, this was Artie's question to me. Guess whose record he broke?
That's whose record he broke.
There it is. Jason Witten's.
Yeah, so let's see, Mr. Smart Guy, since you took a while. Guess how many did Jason Witten have before that?
112.
110. Thank you very much.
Damn it, I missed it by 2. I thought about 110, but I was like, 112. Fuck
you it. I'm like, I got to throw him a curveball since he already knows with the guess whose record he broke.
Well, really,
but yeah, man, he's 1 year removed, breaking the single season record at 116. This dude still had a real good year. Had a great year because, again, he just broke the single season record. So anything below that is not considered a good year, right?
Yeah.
And this dude comes in rated as a number 5 tight end at 90, behind Rob Gronkowski, who didn't play a single snap this past year. Dude, that is a slap in the face, man. Slap in the face. Now, if they would have put Rob at like number 5 at like 90 and switch Ertz at 95, then I think everybody would be like, all right, cool, that makes sense. Everybody's still mad that Ertz isn't even ranked number 1. He didn't have a good enough year to be ranked number 1. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. The dude that was ranked number 1, I think he was ranked at 98 this year, was George Kittle from the 49ers. He had a real good year, and he deserved to be the number 1. But, man, Zach Ertz had a solid year and is ranked below a dude that didn't even play? Come on, man. Come on.
I mean, the Gronkleberry is legendary, but still, you can't put him that high and then be okay with everybody else's thing. By the way, Artie, cheers to another one, baby. All right, moving on and switching gears to Leon's favorite subject, the NCAA football people. NCAA football president grim about the college football in the fall. If there is going to be college sports in the fall, we need to get much better at handling the pandemic. The 2021 Rose Bowl, however, is still unscheduled, even though the parade has been canceled. Leon, I know that all you live for is NCAA football, is college football, okay? Are you excited for the smaller season since we're only playing conference games? So, like, USC gets to play Arizona State a few times and whoop their ass. And then...
You know what that means, sir. Jerk.
The only thing I don't know... So, are they playing a shorter season, or are they still doing all games?
So, they're doing all the games, but they're only in the conference, so they're not playing any outside games. So, like, no Notre Dame...
Technically, they're not doing all the games, Brant.
What?
Because technically, they're doing all the games, and they're not technically doing all the games. They're not playing the preseason.
The NCAA?
Yeah. They're not playing non-conference, so technically they're not playing all the games.
Well, that's what I just said that. They're playing all the games that are conference games.
How many games are they playing in the season? Are they still doing
They're saying 9 right now.
Oh, God. Just 9?
How about the Notre Dame thing? That was really interesting.
Notre Dame, I know you didn't listen last week because you're an asshole, Leon. Don't roll your eyes at me. But Notre Dame only had... Okay, they lost the games against USC. They lost the game against Stanford. They lost the game against Wisconsin. So they're at like 8 games for the entire season right now because they're independent. So they have nowhere to go. Leon, what do they do? Do they pick up some more games? Where are they going to pick up the more games? What's going to happen with Notre Dame? Supposedly a decent fucking football squad.
They're very decent. They beat USC's ass.
Why you got to bring up US fucking C, bro? Don't bring up USC.
So are they the only independents? There's someone else.
There's
though,
a
right?
couple independent teams out there, but the big name is fucking Notre Dame.
So what's the reasoning behind just doing conference games only? Like to limit exposure?
To limit travel and exposure.
Limit travel. I mean, the Pac-12 itself is. I mean, you're gonna go from California to fucking Washington to fucking Oregon to fucking. You're going throughout the whole East Coast. What?
Wait, what?
West
okay,
Coast.
okay, there you go.
I've been drinking for 8 hours. Let me be.
Okay, look, we're going from Washington State to Colorado to Arizona, New Mexico-ish.
New Mexico.
Nobody cares about them. Comes terrible. Back to California because we got like 19 teams in California.
Sure, yeah.
So what do you think this is going to be one of those years where is it a throwaway season?
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you prove yourself 9 games? Like, yeah, you can still be like the conference champ. That doesn't change, but what? I mean, there's going to be those conferences that are the SEC. Like, what's going to happen to Alabama that finally has to play just their conference and they don't get to play fucking the 0-15? I think they played New Mexico last year. They like mercy ruled them within like the first quarter. Like,
play nobody.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just it's weird. I don't like it. Like, yeah, it's still.
I think Notre Dame could play like Laverne over here, you know, somewhere like that.
That's the thing, though. Like, they're gonna have to travel regardless of where they go. Are they gonna just still do what they want? And then they're gonna play in stadiums with no fans, right? And I'm sure they're gonna do the same safety stuff as everyone else. They're gonna check every fucking player. They're gonna make sure they don't have a temperature and symptoms and all that horseshit. So, like, why? Why, if you're going to travel from Southern California to Washington State, why can't you go to New Mexico? Why can't you go to Nevada? Why can't you go to just Texas? Like, what? If you're gonna travel a whole team of 60-plus players...
Plus employee or...
plus coaches,
staff.
plus staff, plus all this stuff. And, I mean, it's stupid. Just play the season. Yes, keep the safety stuff, but... just conference is ridiculous. How are the playoffs going to affect that?
They were talking.
What's going to happen to the bowl games?
I heard that the playoffs, quote unquote, are not actually going to happen. They're only going to do the bowl games. So the like with the Pac-12 North and the Pac-12 South, they're going to play the Rose Bowl, and that's that. But no national championship game.
What? So there's just no. It's going to be USC years where they just throw away those titles and there's nobody. Wow.
Actually, we're real funny, real quick, Artie. We're hanging out right here today in the man cave, and Leon was going through the ESPN on the TV, and he's like, "Let's watch something while we're just kind of hanging out." I was like, "All right, cool." He pulled up the 2006 USC Rose Bowl National Championship versus Texas Longhorns.
Yeah.
And you should have seen Judy was unreal. She was like, "Why the fuck are we watching this goddamn game? We know what happens. We don't want to watch this fucking game."
It was an awesome game, dude. You know, I'm a big SoCal fan. That was a hell of a game, dude. Hell of a game. I get that USC lost, but man, that was a game.
It was a good game. It's a classic.
It was. It's so funny because we're getting towards the end of the game. We're like, "Oh, look, here comes the one play where Vince Young runs it in, 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and beats the USC Trojans."
But Brent for this game, all of a sudden, once again, was a 19-year-old boy rooting for the Longhorns. Like after
I was 23 at the time, so go fuck yourself.
He was at
least had a cousin,
37.
Your nephew that went there one time.
So I was at my cousin Ramon's house. Artie, you know Ramon. I was at my cousin Ramon's house when they lived down the street from my pad. They had a big old party there. There was like 30 fucking dudes there. Everybody was getting ready to watch the goddamn game. USC was slated to win the game. They were the favorites to win the game. At the beginning, before the game started, everybody was trying to bet me because I was the only one rooting for Texas. Everybody was trying to bet me, and I was like, nah, I ain't stupid, no pendejo de la verga, sacas a la chingada. And like right before the game started, and right at the beginning of the game, I was like, "Fuck it, let's take bets." Man, I walked out of there at the end of the night with over $800, almost $1,000 cash, and I got kicked out of this dude's house. I laughed my ass stumbling back home from his house because I was drunk as fuck. But I got paid that day. That was the last time I actually rooted for somebody outside of USC, because we all know what happened. And I'm married into a family, or I'm marrying into a family that is all USC. So I gave up the Longhorns. But I still remember back in the day when I made that money. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it.
Yeah, that was a good game. Good game. I made a little money on that because I took Vince Young to rush for over 80 yards in Vegas. So I took that. I thought you were going to give me another one of those stories where you were at the game, but you weren't really at the game. You were watching it from home. Just like you watch all those no-hitters from home.
Wait. Don't bring up bullshit, Artie. What the fuck?
I'm just saying. Tell Leon how you watched all these no-hitters, bro. And like you're like, man, I can't believe it's happening. And I was like, oh, shit. You watched a no-hitter? Yeah. I was at my house with my dad. Oh. Get out of here with you fucking watching no-hitters.
I had 4 tickets to go watch this game, right? I didn't get a chance to go. Nobody wanted to go watch the game with me. That was the day Jared Weaver threw his no-hitter and actually won the game. Already, yes, we know the other thing. Don't bring it up again. God damn it. Jesus Christ. He threw another no-hitter against the Dodgers, but ended up losing on a fucking error. It is what it is. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Anyways.
Leon's college team.
Oh, Leon's college team, the Arizona Motherfuckers, or whatever they call them. Actually, you know what? The first year that me and Leon knew each other, I invited Leon to my house here in the Valley, and I was like, well, at least come over, because it was Judy's birthday. I was like, come on down, it's my girl's birthday, come on down, like, meet everybody, whatever. He's like, nah. I'm like, dude, look, SC plays Arizona State. Let's fucking play. Just at least come over for the game. He's like, all right, cool. I'll come over for the game, and then I'll fucking take off and go this and that, blah, blah, blah. Cool. I was like, all right, let's put a 6-pack on it. I was like, all right. He's like, all right, good. Let's do this. Let's do this shit. He comes over, watching the fucking game. Fucking Arizona actually pulls out a fucking win against USC. I got to listen to his ass for a whole fucking year.
2 years. That's fine.
It's still. That was 1 year. The next year. Whatever.
They won. They won again, yes.
So for some reason, Arizona likes to beat USC when we don't have a quarterback or a running back or a fucking quarterback that's ever fucking thrown anything.
Just buy another one. I'm sure that's what you guys do in the offseason anyways.
It's not like you guys don't pay them.
Yeah.
Oh! Hey, you know what? Welcome back, Reggie Bush. I miss you, bud. Welcome back. Shit.
You're back to a regular conference season that you're not going to be allowed on.
Yeah, it is what it is. He's finally back. Okay, let him be. Leon, do you want to bring anything up about your Arizona State anythings?
They have a good quarterback. Arizona State has probably a better quarterback than USC. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
I honestly,
he's a local kid. He's out of Upland, I believe, right?
Yeah, I forget his name, but I do believe he's out of Upland.
Well, USC actually does have. They actually have. Ironically, they have a kid from Arizona. Coached, I can't remember his name.
Who learned from?
Who was coached by Kurt Warner, who was the last good quarterback for the Cardinals in Arizona. So it's kind of a little fucking topsy-turvy shit going on down there.
Leon loves to root for Arizona teams. It's fucking hilarious.
I grew up there. I mean, it's what you do.
But it's not.
Unless you're a Cowboys fan.
He's now an Angels fan, an SC fan, and a Cowboys fan. So we're good to go now.
Hang on. Time out. I wouldn't go that far.
Tell me how you really feel, Leon.
I mean, baseball's whatever. That's fine. I'll root for the Angels or whomever.
There you go. Angel fan.
Cowboys, no. I mean, I'll be okay watching them play. They're Dak's a fucking drama queen. What was the other one? What do you like? Yeah, I mean, no. I'll be okay watching USC outside of that one game and maybe the Pac-12 championship game, but
Leon is notorious for showing up in my house in fucking Arizona State fucking gear.
Yep.
I swear to God, it's so fucking irritating.
College apparel Saturday.
Like it.
All right, moving into the MLB. Leon's almost.
I'm very curious because
okay, hold on.
I like football, but I'm not college football guy. Like, I watch it a little bit, but some people are diehards. How is it like you become a diehard college football guy as opposed to like an NFL guy? What separates it apart? Like, seriously, like, it's not like being a jerk. I'm very
no, it's valid. For me, like, watching a college game more often than not is more fun than watching the NFL, because to me, I feel like when you get to the NFL, you're no longer playing because you love the game and you're trying to really prove something, you're trying to be the best. It's, oh, my name's Dak Prescott, I want $500,000 million.
Don't bring my guy into it, bro.
You know, like that. Basically, like, there's just to circle back to the beginning of the what we're talking about. I mean, he wants to play to make money, which, you know, granted, it's fair. It is what it is. That's why there's a league there.
Right.
And a lot of college games that I like to watch. I mean, sure, they have a lot of, like, you know, especially when you go Division I, it's obviously a lot of kids trying to go to the NFL and all that stuff, but it's more fun. You know, you get wildly different teams, you get different play styles, you get, you know, and sometimes you just really get, like, upsets that shouldn't be happening, but it's fun to watch. Like, if you're watching Alabama play a fucking Mountain West conference, like, you know what's going to happen. No one's there going to be like, oh my God, the fucking Lobos are going to pull an upset. No. They're going to die.
Scranton Bulldogs versus
what are they? Actually,
Roll Tide.
Yeah, no. Like, the New Mexico, their mascot's a man with a mustache and pistols. Like, I forget.
Yosemite Sam.
Utahs? I don't know what they are. They're the whatever. Aggies. They're the fucking Aggies. My God. Against the Alabama, you know, and they obliteration. I think the stadium only had like 4 students, but it was fun just watching a team obliterate someone. Like, you don't see that happening in the NFL unless they're playing like the Browns or
right.
You know,
Miami sometimes, unless they're playing the Patriots, and just they pull a miracle every year with them. But it's mostly that. You know, you watching like Oregon playing their no huddle, flying through the field. You know, you don't really see too much of that. And then you get different players, different play styles that exceed in there. You know, because they do different weird shit that no one's ready for. And then you go to the pros, and everyone's you know, under the quarterback, 2-step drop, 3-step drop. It's to me it's boring at that point, where college is just more wild and you have a lot more players for the love of the game and just trying to make a name of themselves, you know?
Okay, so Leon, you had me at upsets for sure. For the love of the game, I would not say that. For the at the next level where you get paid, I honestly believe that a lot of the getting paid still happens at the college level. We just don't know about it.
Oh, for sure.
And in some ways, these dudes are on scholarships. You know, not all of them. I get it. They're on scholarships, so they're D1s. If you're a D1, most of the times you're on scholarships. To me, you're kind of getting paid now. Are you physically getting paid sometimes? No, but you're getting paid with the free education. You know, like, do these dudes take advantage of it? Most of them don't. You know, you remember seeing that commercial where it says most of us will be going pro in something other than our sport. That's what I kind of see it as, you know, like they're getting paid to go pro in something other than the sport. But I love what you had to say. You had me sold. At first, I wasn't buying what you had to say, but then the second half of your little speech there, you had me for sure. You're talking about the no huddle offenses, the upsets, you know, seeing dudes get blown out, like you said, even though, like, not really fair, but still, like, you see blowouts. Unlike other professional sports, you rarely see blowouts. You'll see a blowout here and there, but rarely, you know. And you get to see a lot of matchups that you don't see as well, too, you know.
Right, definitely.
So I could definitely see that in. I just don't see the whole end of, like, for the love of the game. I think a lot of these dudes are playing at that level. They are playing because they're trying to get to the next level, and they love the game, of course, most of them. But then once they get to the NFL, they know that it's the business, right? Like they say, a lot of
money
dudes get there and it's not the money game. They call it a business because they're getting screwed over by the owners, you know, like look, I'll give you an example, my personal opinion. Derrick Henry, dude, you know, $50 million 4 years, like, dude, for taking a beating on his body, not enough, if you ask me, not enough. So it's just a business, you know, like how a lot of these dudes. Hey, Antonio Brown was getting backlash for talking about like it's just a business and this and this and that. The way he went about it was wrong, but he's right. It is just a business, at that level now. They're no longer in college where, hey, they're under a temporary contract type of thing to be at that school and stuff like that. And even that, look at college, man, how the transfers are happening. Back in the day, bro, you spent 4 years in college playing football. You didn't transfer or be out in 2 years and go to the NFL and shit like that. Now, dude, like, dudes transfer like nothing, man. They transfer like they're fucking different calzones that they need to change,
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, it happens all the time, dude. All the time. And I'm just like, man, you rarely see that 4-year player anymore,
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I don't know. I have my mixed opinions on college football. I think that's why I really like your perspective of the whole the other stuff. I totally agree with you in terms of the stuff with the offenses and the dynamics of it. Like that's really cool. I could never get into it just because I was one of those like, well, I didn't go to that college, so I'm not going to root for them because I went to Cal State Fullerton. They don't have a football team. They have a baseball team that's really good and a basketball team that was decent. Their baseball team is obviously really well known, and I played baseball, so of course it was easy for me to root for the Titans, But football, like that's why I have a hard time rooting for like a USC or UCLA. Like I root for SoCal teams, but man, at the end of the day, like it don't bother me one bit if they lose. Like that USC Texas game, like that was an awesome game, and it didn't bother me one bit that USC lost. You know what I'm saying? Not one bit. I just thought it was a hell of a game, and I love watching good games, and that was a great game. And I personally like when the underdogs win. Like I love seeing underdogs win.
That is one of Artie's biggest things. He loves it when the underdog, a big underdog, comes in and takes that W.
Dude, that's fun. That's just
it
fun
is.
to
It's
watch.
great. It's a great watch. It's a great story. It's a great just feeling to watch somebody who they've been told left and right 12 ways from Sunday, hey, you're not going to win this game, but go in there and do your best.
Just like the Eagles when they beat the England Patriots.
Just like the Giants when they beat the New England Patriots.
Nice, right?
Yeah, it happens. Every once in a while, it happens.
Right? That tweet with Tom Brady that he wasn't sad about Peyton retiring. He was more sad about that he wasn't as excited about Peyton retiring as he was about Eli retiring. Because he had 2 more titles if Eli hadn't played. Like, that was hilarious, dude. And he told him that, like to Peyton. That was pretty funny.
It was. I mean, it's true though. Does Eli playing make it so that Tom doesn't win those 2?
Tom would have how many now? 9?
He'd have fucking 900. At this point, he's good.
Eli Manning a Hall of Famer?
You think Tom Brady's a Hall of Famer?
Oh, absolutely.
No, not Tom Brady. Full Eli Manning.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, Matt. I don't know about.
I wish you could have seen his face right now. He's like,
he backed away from the mic and was like,
he was leaning into it, and he said, he's like,
depends what draft class he's with.
He's got 2 Super Bowl championships.
Sure. But, I mean, weren't both of those won by, like, a fluke play? One of them was the helmet catch, and one of them was...
Sideline pass.
The sideline pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I mean, does that make you a Hall of Famer?
2 Super Bowl championships?
And he had elite defenses.
Right.
That really held the Patriots in check good enough to win that game,
Right, so, like, does that, he's good, sure. He had great years.
Okay, here we go. Here's the big one. All right, you're going into the Hall of Fame here. You get one of 2. You got Peyton on one hand and Eli on the other.
Peyton.
Come on.
How is that even?
But they both won the same amount of fucking Super Bowls, too.
Right, but how many records did Peyton
got
obliterate?
no fucking hardware.
Peyton Manning, leagues above Eli.
Well, obviously, Mama said don't hit Peyton.
On the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Didn't she say it? Like, I mean, no joke.
All right, which other quarterbacks do you know that have gone into the Hall of Fame with less than 2 Super Bowls? Namath? Namath? Joe Namath went in there with one. He went in there because he had style, he had charisma, he had some great passing numbers, but he only won one Super Bowl.
I mean,
Roger, the Dodgers stallback, only had 2 Super Bowls with Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I can name one right now, and I don't even know the stats. Kurt Warner
is in that motherfucker.
I was about to fact check. I don't want to fucking shout out. I'm like, almost. He was indicted not that long ago, but I was like, I don't want to. I know he only has one with the Rams.
That's his baby too. This motherfucker's Kurt Warner is all his dick and shit.
He was the best. He left us. But no, yeah, I wanted to shout it out, but I wasn't 100% sure. I want to look like a fucking asshole and be like, fucking Warner.
He's been to 2 Super Bowls, but he lost one.
Yes,
he lost 2 actually.
He lost 2. He lost one on a bullshit catch with fucking Troy Polamalu. No, Troy Polamalu fucking got a bullshit ass interception in the fucking end zone, but that's.
They shouldn't have been throwing it there, though.
They should not have been throwing it
there. It was Harrison, wasn't it? That he ran it back.
Oh, that was a different one. That was a different one. That was a different one.
That's the one that's like, dude.
Look, the Steelers had a phenomenal defense that year. They were.
Let's give up. Let's make that. He was 10 points.
The bread and butter was to Fitzgerald. I mean that worked the whole season. And that year, they're like, "Hey, you know what? We should fucking stop that guy." And fuck, they did. But yeah, back to the original subject before I start crying. I don't think that rings really mean. I mean, Brady has rings because he's a Hall of Famer, but having rings does not make you a Hall of Famer.
So, who do you know has rings, but is not in the Hall of Fame?
That started because Brock Osweiler's bitch son of a horse.
Osweiler was a good defensive player.
Osweiler?
I'm sorry. You're right. Quarterback. I was thinking about Urlacher. My bad.
No, Urlacher.
A whole other animal.
I hate him for very different reasons. Very personal, different reasons. That piece of shit. Osweiler, that cock swivel.
Okay. Let's go with this. Okay, which figuratively starting, because Osweiler did start for a little while. He won that ring as a backup.
Manning won that ring.
Brett Favre only has one.
Okay, there's another one. Jim Kelly don't have no damn Super Bowls.
Jim Kelly does not. Hold on. Jim Kelly went to like 4, didn't he? But he lost 3 to the Cowboys and 1 to the Niners.
Young only has 1 Super Bowl, I think. I don't know if he got one.
Yeah, so I mean
Steve Young does have some passing records, or he had passing records.
I mean,
it's not what you asked, sir.
To get a ring, again, it's a team effort, you know? You need a good defense, you need a solid offense. It's not just, it's not just Brady getting all those, 7, 12,000, whatever rings he has. It's a solid, Belichick is a big part of it. It's the offense, it's the defense. It's, you could be the greatest quarterback, but if you have receivers that can't catch a fucking cold, then what are you going to do?
And Fouts, I don't think won a Super Bowl either.
Who?
And Fouts?
Fouts has not won a Super Bowl. He led the Chargers to championship, but never won a Super Bowl. Never even got to the Super Bowl, I don't think. I think he only went to the championship game, but never got to the Super Bowl.
He's got better numbers. Let me tell you, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Looking at his numbers here, dude, Eli's going to be a Hall of Famer, dude. He's got better numbers.
Throw me some numbers. All
right, Dan Fouts. All right, player A. Player A, right?
Player A. All right.
Player A has 57,000 yards passing, 366 total TDs. I don't know how many Pro Bowls they have. Doesn't quite say on this particular thing how many Pro Bowls, but that's that, right? Okay. And player B has 43,000 passing yards and 254 TDs. That is 100 less passing TDs and 10,000 less passing yards.
I mean, you got to go player 1 all day, and I fucking hate to say it, but that's Eli Manning, right?
Eli Manning, and he's got 2 Super Bowl rings. Man, how many Pro Bowls? He has a couple Pro Bowls, right? I mean,
he has to have at least
quite a few.
3. I'm going to go with 3 Pro Bowls for Eli Manning. Peyton's got 12, but still, Eli's got at least 3.
We're
fact checking here, people.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about something else. Maybe I find it.
I'll pull this one out. Hey, Google, how many Pro Bowls does Eli Manning have?
It's 4. Brent?
4 Pro Bowl selections. I hear my girl fucking over here, Google. I got you. Hey, Google, stop. There you go. We got 4 Pro Bowls for Eli Manning. Man,
I thought had 6.
And everybody, here's my thing. We're gonna have to go down one of these days and just put down numbers and not tell each other who these players are and just go off the numbers. We did that a couple of podcasts ago, and who were we talking about at the time? It was one of the baseball players. We're like, okay, does he have the good better? Who's got better? Let's say who's going in the Hall of Fame and who's not. And I remember we went down that road, and I couldn't believe who was not in the Hall of Fame. I can't remember who it was, but I remember that conversation.
I'm going to give you another stat, right? Another dude with stats.
Bring it.
He has 4 Pro Bowls as well, too.
Okay.
4 Pro Bowls. He has 32,344, and this is a Hall of Famer. 32,344 passing yards. He has 208 touchdown passing yards. He has 1 Super Bowl and 4 Pro Bowls. Okay. Those are less numbers than Eli Manning. Who do you think that is? John, you have a guess?
Up
right there.
It's going to be like Kurt Warner. Watch. Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner.
I knew. As soon as you said, hey, Leon, who do you think that is? I was like, oh, it's going to be fucking Kurt Warner. I know this shit.
Oh, he has 150 more passing TDs. He has 20,000 more passing yards. I get it. Kurt Warner has 2 MVPs. I'm with you, dude. Kurt Warner had, he led the league in the single season touchdown records per minute there, until it got obliterated by, Peyton and then Brady. But still, dude, Peyton, Eli doesn't have bad numbers. Now that I look at him, their numbers aren't bad, dude. If Kurt Warner's in, Eli's in, dude. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. And I love Kurt Warner. I just couldn't believe these numbers right now because I said, I wonder what Kurt Warner has, I'm saying he's got just as many Pro Bowls. He has more rings, and he has more stats.
Well,
Kurt
Warner doesn't have any more rings, right? That's Eli.
No, that's what I'm saying. Eli has more.
Oh, gotcha.
Has numbers other than the single season attributes.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Warner, Eli has him on all that stuff, and I could be wrong, but Eli's aren't significantly far. He just played an era where other dudes had better numbers. I don't know. Eli's season high for TDs were it's not very high, but it's 31, or 35. I'm sorry, and Kurt Warner's is 41, so that's 6 off.
Yeah,
that's one or two crazy games. That's all. That's 1 or 2 games playing against the Browns and somebody else played against the fucking Patriots. That's all that is right there.
Kurt Warner's best passing year, yardage, is 4,800, right? Eli's best passing year, dude, he had a higher one at 4,900.
Damn.
And he didn't even lead the league in passing yards that year. Just someone else happened to have a better year. So it's one of those damn, Eli just maybe caught some bad breaks with the stats. Dude, he had a better almost a single season record than.
All right, Artie. Let me ask you a question here, Artie. You're pumping up Eli here.
I know.
You're starting a team right now. Who do you take first round? You got Eli and you got Peyton. One or the other. You can pick one or the other. Who do you take first round?
Of course, Peyton.
So it doesn't matter what Eli did.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, Eli's Dude, they're going to be the first brother.
I agree. I think they're both going to be in the Hall of Fame. No, hands down.
Sharps, right? Aren't the Sharps the first ones?
Yes. The Shannon Sharp and fucking... No, the Barbers are.
Barbers? Tiki? Wait.
Tiki and fucking... What's his name? The other guy. I forget.
That question?
I forget the other barber's name, but Tiki and Barber and the other one.
And, the Barber guy.
The Barbers, I believe, are the first ones. But I think they're going to be the first quarterbacks, the first quarterback brothers to go in.
Well, I mean, Peyton's... If I don't even know if he's in or not already. I mean, that's not a question.
Not yet, but he will. Yeah. Peyton's not even a question. I think people might go, Eli? I think,
you know what? I think his stats had to be higher, I mean, starting back in 2004, right? Like, starting out, he was a Manning, and he was a big name. I feel like the last 3-4 years is when people were like, Eli's still playing?
Oh, and there are no brothers in the Hall of Fame.
Shut your dirty whore mouth.
It says right here. It says no, but Clay Matthews II and Bruce Matthews were the closest to doing it so far. There are a few other names that come to mind. Bruce Matthews, Hall of Famer, and Clay Matthews Jr., coincidentally, is Junior's two sons. And that's basically all. It's just a little quick snippet. Basically, no. Basically, no. I didn't think Tiki made it. I'm pretty sure it's Rondé, right? Rondé
Barber made it.
But I don't think Tiki did because he quit a little bit early. He was on pace to make it, but he quit. I don't think Tiki made it. Yeah, man, they're going to be the first set of brothers in the Hall of Fame.
I believe it. I think they're there. I think of anybody else, I think they got it.
If there's any in any sport Hall of Fame.
Well, look at father and son. Look at Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr.
Oh, Ken Sr.'s not in the Hall of Fame.
He's not?
He's not.
I thought he was. My bad.
Do you think the Watts are going to make it into the Hall of Fame?
They're going to be the first triplets, if to anybody.
Triplets.
I mean, J.J. Watt, I think, without a doubt.
J.J. for sure. J.T. and the other, the new one that's just coming in right now.
What's his name? Kyle or something?
Kyle Waters or whatever his fucking name is. I mean, it's going to be interesting. If those two guys have a career 3/4 as good as JJ does, it's going to be the first time 3 brothers in the same family are going to be in the Hall of Fame. Is that all we're going to touch on the NFL today, or somebody else got another curveball to throw out there?
No, that was just interesting though. No, wasn't it?
I think so. I think the listeners are going to enjoy it. Dad, did you like it? I'm just asking. I'm sure my dad's going to be laughing right now, going, yeah, I liked it. Don't worry about it. Moving on to the MLB. We are the Blown Save podcast, so let's fucking throw some MLB in. I know Leon's over here rolling his eyes going, fuck the MLB. He's definitely a football guy. But Yasiel Puig was signed by the Braves earlier this week for a 1-year deal. Today, however, he has tested positive for the coronavirus. The Braves has since waived the deal, but can revisit the deal once Puig has 2 consecutive negative tests. Other teams who were interested in Puig are the Orioles and the Giants. We'll have to wait and see what happens with Puig. I mean, Artie, what do you think, man? Do you think he comes back, he gets cleared, and he gets picked back up again, or do you think they just say, screw it, let's go somewhere else?
I think the Giants will always have an open spot. They suck so bad. So they will be begging for some kind of offense.
Now, do you think he's going to be doing? Do you think he's going to be playing on the outfield, or do you think he's going to be doing the DH since it's the universal DH here?
I don't know. I mean, on the Giants, he could play anywhere, bro. That team sucks. I mean, he can play anywhere. Orioles aren't very good either. Let me tell you. Oh, I don't know. I think he's going to play. He's too good defensively to not play outfield. You know what I'm saying? I think someone's going to pick him up. I actually think someone who ends up needing, like, gets off to a fast start, maybe needs another guy, might pick him up, you know?
Who do you think might come out to a quick start and need another guy, picks him up after he gets 2 consecutive tests?
I could see the Braves picking him up again. I definitely could see the Braves picking him up since they already agreed. I see the Giants, definitely. I don't see him going to the Orioles because that's an American League team. I just don't see it being the right fit. But I don't know. I could definitely see the Giants, and I could definitely see the Braves for sure. Definitely.
Right on. I mean, I can see that happening. all three of those teams. I think the Orioles, Giants, and the Braves. I can see all three of them going that way. But I also feel that somebody who's trying to make a quick run at the beginning of the season. I mean, the first 3 weeks of the season, basically like a fourth of the season gone down, right? I think that you never know who can turn around and be like, "Hey, you're clear. Come on down, dude. We need your bat. We need your arm. Let's get you out there. Let's do something."
Angels might need another outfielder, you know?
Shut your mouth. We have Joe Adele, and we're good to go.
Yeah, but you might not have Mike Trout.
Shut up, dude. Don't bring that. I said, all right, don't bring that fucking juju on me, Artie. Don't fucking bring that juju on me, Artie. You let him play.
Speaking of juju, did you hear what happened with the Yankees again this week?
Oh, my God. Talk about the Skankies all day long. So, the other day we talked about it. One of their pitchers got beamed in the head by a freaking a line drive, which sucks. I'm glad that he's doing well. It's Tanaka got hit in the head. Roldis.
I loved his directing of Thor.
Wrong guy. Okay. What's his fucking name right now? Who just tested? Roldis, fucking hurler of fire, Chapman. Has tested positive for the coronavirus. He will be out at least 2 weeks. He is asymptomatic, but still, the fucking Yankees have been falling like flies left and right.
I mean, aren't they?
Even today.
What happened today? I missed something. What happened?
Domingo Herman, who was probably their ace for half of that season until he got the whole domestic abuse and got suspended.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he said he has left baseball. Message that he put on Instagram, but basically he's saying he doesn't know whether he's going to continue with baseball. He's had 11 seasons, and he's like, oh man, my 11 season career has been everything I wanted, and blah, blah, blah. He's only 27. Between injuries and him having to come back from suspension, it was going to be hard for him to play this year. But dude, he was 18-4 last year. 18-4 until he got suspended right at the end. The Yankees are not catching any breaks. And let me just tell you, dude, that opens the door. Because I don't see them making the run that I thought they were going to make me for, you know?
I got you there, dude. And we're going to get into where people have projected. I think the Yankees projected at 37.5 games. I think that significantly drops. I think they're at about 33 games, but that's me. You know what I mean? Not a Yankees fan. I know at Yankees Optimism is going to be like, oh, they're going to be 55 and fucking 10 or whatever the fuck they are. Evan, I know you're over there thinking that, but at the same time crying yourself to sleep knowing that everybody's fucking falling apart over there. The Yankees fucking...
Cole can only throw once every 5 days.
What's that?
I said Garrett Cole can only throw once every 5 days. So
this is very true. Then they were talking about Ohtani, even with the Angels. Ohtani's only throwing every Sunday. Ohtani throws every fucking Sunday, but he's going to be batting 3 other days out of the week. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the way Joe Madden's going to be playing the game.
Works when you baby players.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, you never know, motherfucker. You never know.
I'll tell you right now, I know. That shit never works.
So far, 23 out of 17,949 samples have been tested positive for COVID-19 right now with the MLB. So the odds right now of the season actually playing out and doing well is actually really good right now. So only a very tiny bit of players actually players and staff have tested for positive for COVID-19, which is really good. So we were talking about projected wins for the MLB season. We were talking. What happened, Artie?
Thoughts on that? Okay, I think those numbers are going to go up once they start traveling, because right now everybody's at like their home fields and they're just practicing amongst themselves and they're not really traveling or moving around. I think those numbers are going to go up, Brent. Like it's kind of the calm before the storm, you know?
You know what, man? I can't argue with you on that one. I do think things are going to pop off once the games start playing. I think
they're going to be traveling city to city, especially when those teams come over the West Coast, and that's really where everything's popping. You know, Arizona and California are hotbeds and stuff. You know,
dude, we'll just have to wait and see, man. What's going to happen?
On the positive note, I did see that Freddie Freeman returned today.
He did.
He got 2 negative tests. He was out there working out with the Braves. He looked a little skinnier. Remember I was talking about that?
Yeah.
Where I was see how it affected. So the little videos and photos I saw of him, he looked a little skinnier. Not like ridiculously skinnier, but he looked a little skinnier. So very curious to see how that worked. The Dodgers had 2 dudes that tested positive for corona, and that's why they reported it, even though they didn't want to say it at first. But now they came out and said it. But it was Kenley Jansen who, ironically enough, remember I was telling you, he was throwing bullpens over at Baldwin Park High School, where Carlos and Joe work at. You know, that's like, ooh, that's scary, man. Any kids came in contact and caught that, ooh, that's big trouble right there. Let me tell you.
Very big.
And AJ Pollock had tested positive for COVID, and what's crazy with him is he had just had a newborn child, so he had to be in isolation from the newborn and the mom for 14 days. So he didn't get to see his newborn child for 14 days because he had tested positive COVID. So that was an interesting one that just came out today. See?
Yeah. I mean, guys, if you guys are listening, take care of your goddamn selves, dude. Like, I love that baseball's coming back next week, and I'm going to try and convince Artie to do some really crazy stuff for opening night or whatever. But still, I hope that everything goes off well. I hope that... Because I saw this thing on ESPN the other day. They were talking about how baseball, everybody's ready to play baseball. Everybody's ready to go. Everybody wants to see baseball get going. If baseball can do it, everybody else can do it. Because I saw some. It was like I said, it was a commercial on ESPN. It had some soccer players. It had some football players. It had some college players. Everybody was like, if baseball can do it, we can all do it. Let's get behind baseball. Let's get it going. Because baseball is technically the official game that's coming back. The official major league sport that's coming back. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully within the first 3, 4, 5 days, we kind of see what's going to happen, and hopefully everybody stays healthy and they keep the amount of people that have popped positive to a minimum, and we can move forward.
I feel like that was your Rocky moment. If you can change,
I can change. And we all can change. Adrian! Leon, I did it! Leon, we did it! Leon rolled his eyes at me. Goddamn.
Well, I don't know. I'm personally biased against this whole COVID thing as a essential worker. Because it's bullshit, is what it is. Like,
how do you say it's? What do you mean it's bullshit, Leon?
Oh no, I'm getting to it. Let me
get to it, baby. Let's do it.
All right, like,
yeah, man, shut up.
The people like the MLB, like, they're gonna have supreme, actual safety procedures set up versus all other essential employees that have been going through this shit for the last 4 months. You know, we have. Man, like, just they're actually gonna have testing. They're gonna have, security checks. They're gonna have temperature checks for employees. They're gonna have all the players check it out. They're gonna have all the staff do it. And I mean, I feel like if you do that, I mean, it is what it is at that point. You're not gonna have any spikes. You're not gonna have any, like, the Yankees traveling to Anaheim is not going to cause the fucking plague to hit us harder than it already has been. Like, just the fact that, in retail, we deal with the minimum of fucking hundreds of people a day, each day. I understand, safety should be a thing. I understand that precautions need to be taken, but if there's ever a place, if there's ever a someone that's going to do it, it's going to be these major corporations that actually care about their players. Because if Brent's going to kill me. If Trout gets sick, that's millions of dollars being lost out of various things. If you're fucking employees at a hardware store, at a Walmart, at a Target get sick, like, they don't really give a shit about that. Like, it is what it is. And I don't know, I just feel like I feel confident that, as long as they're taking the right steps, the major league sports have the money, they have the resources, they have the ability to be able to control it and just be fine with it. Like, I mean, we've had UFC going on for the last fucking God knows how long.
Fight Island.
Yeah, they've been fucking fine with it, like because they're taking precautions, they're testing everyone, and we've had I can't tell you how many fights going on. Yeah, there's no people in there, there's no live audience, but that's
roster for that is small. Like baseball has a 40-man roster, maybe more, right, Brent? Because they extended it.
Yeah, I believe it's at 65.
Okay, UFC might have 40 people in that whole event,
But okay, and again, that goes back to like work. Like we have 160 people at work. We have 50 plus people at any given time. Like it is what it is. If you're testing people, if you're doing what you can, like it's gonna be minimal.
Curious to see if they take like private chartered planes. I'm saying, as opposed to what kind of planes are they taking? Make sense? I'm not exactly sure what their travel arrangement, what goes on, but I think the more public their transportation is, the more chances they have of catching stuff.
Yeah, I don't see any of the major league teams or any major league owners allowing their teams to go on public transportation. I think they're all going to be traveling private jets or private chartered planes to get wherever they're going. I don't think that they're going to risk any of that public anything.
Are major league sports traveling publicly before? Like I've
have
never
actually
gotten on a plane with the Angels on there.
Like
they have.
Kind of, well, like things. Their planes weren't always chartered. For private planes, but they weren't like chartered planes. So that's why I'm saying I know something small. It's like 1% problems. Not what we're gonna face. Like if we're going Southwest or we're going American Airlines type of thing.
Spirit Airline.
There you go, Spirit or Southwest. Who's got the cheaper rates? Arizona,
I think it'll be fine. I mean, they're disinfecting the shit out of everything.
See, so it brings me to this, Leon, because we talked about in the podcast last week. Freddie Freeman's wife was like, Eddie is like the healthiest person you'll ever meet. We don't go anywhere. We don't do anything. And he caught it. And she was like, I'm telling you, if Freddie could catch it, who is the most healthiest person in the world, we really need to be careful with this and blah, 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 right? But she made that point of like, man, like me and my family, we don't go nowhere, dude. Like me and my wife goes to work. That's it, and I have 2 little boys, and we're at home, dude. We really don't go anywhere. Again, to each their own type of thing, but it's just curious because you just don't know how you're gonna catch it. Like if you get it or where it's at. It's not like it's something visual that you could see. Just take precautions as much as you can. It's inevitable that someone's gonna catch it. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But that's been the thing, right? And that's the whole thing we got going on with masks and stupid ass people that never want to wear it when they go out. But the thing with it that's so scary really is the fact that there's so many asymptomatic people out there. And the problem is not like, say I might have it right now and I feel perfectly fine, I'm going on with my life, but the issue is not going to be with me having it. And if I don't wear a mask because I feel fine, I don't care, but if I sneeze right now and I get, say, Brent's pregnant fiance, she could be, affected by it, or the elderly, autoimmune affected by it. Like, it's something you have to take precautions of, but it just feels not necessarily unavoidable, but not. I don't know. I just feel like stopping everything. Like we're not stopping everything. That's the thing. Like it's not really all or nothing. It's like, well, we're gonna stop fucking barbershops, but hardware stores, Target, fuck that shit. You're fine. Go over there. It's fine. Yeah. Baseball? No, fuck that shit. They're gonna die. Oh, you want to go to church? That's probably fine.
I mean, I have to agree to a certain extent because I live the same life, sort of, that Mr. Leon does. We're put on I don't want to say we're the petri dish, but we are the front. I don't want to say the front lines either, but we're up there. Where, like right now, the governor of California is locking everything down again. The last time he did this, our store was an unprecedented feeding frenzy of people that were in there.
Uncharted waters.
It's ridiculous how many people have walked into our store. Like for those of you guys who don't know, I work at a certain blue box store, and I sell appliances. We are still trying to get people's appliances that have ordered them in April and March, April, and May. We're still waiting on appliances from them, and people are calling like, "Hey, man, it's been 3 months. Can I get some stuff over here, or what's going on?" I'm like, "Hey, it's not like I'm holding it hostage in the back right now. We're still waiting on things to calm down." But it looks like things were just starting to calm down, and then they opened up everything, and all of a sudden everything went out fucking haywire again, and fucking here we are again. And I know the governor just said that schools under a certain amount of people or a certain amount of counties, depending on what happens, and yada, yada, yada. Like, man, like, fuck. This shit's going to go on to the end of the year, I think. And
oh, for sure.
It's just going to be fucking interesting. Artie, I don't know what's going on in Fontana right now or what's going on with your school district, but are you guys going back full-time? Are you guys going remote fucking learning, or what's happening over there?
Nothing's for sure 100% yet, but with the whole thing of Newsom coming out today with being one of the 14 counties not being cleared, we are one of the 14 counties. We're in San Bernardino County, so we're not cleared to go back over there yet. So right now, my district is saying we're going into a hybrid mode, but they have like basically 3 options proposed. They hadn't settled. They've been working on all 3. My personal opinion, Brent, and I'm not sure if I shared this with you, this is what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to be on distance learning until the Thanksgiving break. I think when we come back from Thanksgiving break, we're going to run like a test model of the hybrid that they've been talking about right now. And if we get a vaccine during that Christmas break, when they're saying everything's supposed to be rolling out around January, get a vaccine and it rolls out in January, we're probably going to start with the hybrid and shift into going back to regular. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but I'm just taking an educated guess based on all the readings that I've been doing between Newsom, I've been seeing on in our district websites, and on like Twitter, and all the readings that come out there with the vaccine going into that. I don't know what the vaccine's called, but there's a vaccine that's going into the final stage testing, which hopefully will be ready by January, because I think there's like 3 different vaccines out there that they're testing, but one of them is going into the final stage. So that's just what I think is going to happen. I could be wrong. Who knows? But I just don't see us going back. For sure, at least August. Maybe they go back once it cools down a little bit, because they say the virus doesn't survive as much in the coolness. I mean, we are California.
Well, they were talking about how the virus doesn't survive in the heat, and the heat's here, and we're fucking still same shit. Moving on to projected wins for the MLB season. Now, Artie, we talked about this the other day. How many games is it going to take to make the playoffs? The front runners right now, the Dodgers at 38. They are the most voted on team to make the playoffs. Yankees 37.5 and dropping. I saw 37.5 earlier today. I looked at it again. It's at 34. And then I looked at it again, and it was 33. So the Yankees have been dropping steadily because of their players dropping from COVID and getting hit in the head by baseballs and other stuff.
Yep.
Houston is still in the mix at 34. Atlanta 33. And I know my Angels weren't in that top 5, but I had to throw them in there at 31. I think
the 30s. That's impressive.
I'll take it. At some point, fucking shit, god damn it, motherfucker, I'll take it.
I know what the number is like without Trout.
Without Trout, they're like at 22. Let's be fucking real right now. It is one of those things. Who do you think? Okay, as of the numbers they're giving you right now, the 38, 37, 34, 33. What number is going to be the number that's going to get you to the playoffs, Artie? What is that number now? We talked about this before, but looking at these front runners, who do you think? How many wins does it take to get to the playoffs?
It looks like 30 gets you in, right?
I think 34, right around there.
Hey, if the Angels are at 31, if the front runners are 38, 37, 34, and 33, 30's got to get you in. That's only there's only 5. There's still.
I think 30, 31, between 30 and 33, I think gets you into that wild card spot. But to win the division, I think 34, 35, I think he's got to be
to win. You said into the playoffs, bro. You didn't
say you're right. Whatever, bro. Don't give me that. Don't give me the technicalities.
30. If you win 30 or more, you're going to have a shot at the playoffs. If you are at 30, if you're at 35, you're winning a division title.
35 wins the division title?
Sure. Any division win you a division title at 35, in my opinion.
Do you think every team who wins 35 gets the division title?
Yeah, I do.
I got $5 on it. It says one team goes in with under 35. You want to take that bet, Artie?
That doesn't win the division title?
It takes a division title with under 35 wins.
No, I said every team that wins 35 wins a division title.
That's what I'm saying. I bet you $5.
You're saying the same thing I am, bro.
No, I'm saying that a team under 35 wins takes the division title.
I agree with you.
You said
a 35. I'm saying a 35 will get you division title for sure. Doesn't mean someone under 35 doesn't get you division title. Now, here's the thing: if you're telling me a team will get into the playoffs and not win a division title with 35 wins, right? That's impressive.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. I think that'd be my Angels, if anybody. Are
you kidding me? I don't think the Angels win 35. I'll take that $5 bet.
I'll say Angels win 33.
I didn't say that. I said 35.
I'm taking 33.
That's what I thought.
Do you want to take that bet? $5, 33?
35. I said 35.
33, and I'm saying 33. I'm bringing a counter offer.
And I'll give you a 34. Gives you a win.
I say 33 gets us into the playoffs.
35 is a push. 36.
That's big.
I'll give you 34.
I'm telling you, 33. Give me 33.
34 is
Give
the
me
best I can do.
Trey, bro. Give me Trey. Let's do it.
Oh, 34 is the best I can do. So I'm telling you, 35 gets you a division title, and I think there will be a division title winner that doesn't win 35 games. 35 for sure gets you a division title.
Do you think Houston takes that the AL West?
I'm really rooting for Oakland. Honest, I'm really rooting for Oakland. Realistically, I just don't. The Angels find a way to shoot themselves in the foot. I think pitching Shohei every Sunday or whatever. Like, I don't like that stuff when you baby players and stuff like that. And I don't think it ever works. If they would have told me that they're giving them the rotation and blah blah blah, okay. But I think the Angels have a shot at the wild card. I've told you that all along. I think they have a shot at the wild card.
Yeah.
I don't see them winning a division title. I really hope Oakland. I think Oakland could win a division title. Houston's missing a lot of pitching, bro. A lot of people don't realize their top 2 dogs are not playing right now. Eric Cole is on a different team. And Verlander is still hurt. He's recovering from an injury.
Oh, yeah.
That's their top 2 guys. Those are 2 20-game winners from last year. You take them out, don't get me wrong, they could still hit. To me, them and the Yankees are like turning into very similar teams. They're going to have to outslug people, and they got decent pitching, but they no longer have elite pitching or elite pitching staff.
Right.
Yankees have an elite pitcher, but they don't have elite pitching staff. And Houston doesn't have elite pitching right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think they're going to have to outslug people,
I agree there. So far, you haven't said anything I don't agree with.
So, I don't know. That's just, I think that's what's going to happen. I think Oakland has those young kids, man. They're young, bro. They're young. And if they come out and catch a little fire, young players can roll with a 60-game season. See, that's the thing that a lot of people on MLB Network that I've been seeing is that they're saying if young players don't come in and hit that slump that they always hit and they just get off to that fast start, they could roll right through a 60-game season. The veterans are the ones that know how to limit their slumps, and that's why the good teams always rise to the top because they limit those slumps so much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just like the National last year, they were a veteran team. They weren't like a really young team, and they found a way to bounce back. I think the same thing. That's why I think Oakland's so dangerous, man. They're young, and if they're young guys, and even that, they're getting to that point where they're like really not that young anymore. They're young on the younger end, but they have just enough experience, not quite enough to be considered veteran. Like Chapman is already, in his third really good season. Olsen is coming back fully healthy this year instead of coming back from a injury that plagued him right at the beginning of the year. Laureano, the center fielder, is coming into his own as a center fielder. He's, a 30 home run guy. They got Canna, another 30 home. They got Davis, who's a 40 home run guy that had a bad season last year. They got a lot of bounce back candidates and dudes that are ready to just kind of hit that little prime marker. Reminds me a little bit the Oakland A's back when they had like Tejada and Giambi and all those dudes,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to have that right mix, and I think Oakland is going to surprise a lot of people, and I would take them just because of Houston losing their pitching and Verlander being hurt. I think they're going to take that division. Do I think they take it by landslide? No, but I think they find a way to sneak it out. And I think 3 teams make the playoffs, or at least within the wild card thing of that division. I think that's a really tough division this year. I think the Angels, assuming Shohei does pitch every 6 days or whatever, and Trout stays with the team. I think the Angels make it as a wild card.
I think
they win the wild card game. I don't know, but
I think they make the wild card. I think that's me, but that's just me being me, right? Speaking of the A's, the A's had offered all of its fans and everybody else in MLB, especially the Angels, because the Angels play the A's in the opener next Friday. I think it was like $89 per cutout. The Dodgers followed suit. Well, first off, the cutout was you send a picture of yourself in your fan gear. They put it out there in the outfield or in wherever you're paying to go put it. If the ball hit you, foul ball, home run, or whatever, you were able to keep the ball at the end of the season. They marked it down and you got the ball at the end of the season. So the Dodgers heard this and they said, dude, let's do the same thing. The Dodgers do follow suit and offer life-size cutouts that will only be in the stands during the shortened season. Unlike the A's, however, only charging $89 a cutout, the Dodgers have gouged their fans for the chance to do the same thing, starting at $149 and going up to $299 in the pavilion home run seats. I mean, Artie, we talked about...
I told you this was going to happen. I told you. Dodgers find a way to just like try alienate their fans. Didn't I tell you this was going to happen?
You did, but here I want to Artie, I know you are one of the most diehard Dodger fans that I know. Okay. How do you feel seeing that Oakland, I mean obviously Oakland is not Dodgers, okay? Let's be real with it right now. I get you, Oakland is not the Dodgers, okay? Right. But charging your fans almost $60 at least for the minimum, right? Yeah. $60 more, and if not $300, bro, that's like $200 more, or $220 more for a premium cutout to go out there where it's going. Like, how do you feel as a Dodger fan, bro? How do you feel? I mean, one, okay, I have a couple questions. One, do you feel like, are you going to go put that out there? Two, how do you feel about the Dodgers gouging the fans that way? And three, do you know anybody who'd be willing to pay that?
I do think I know somebody that would pay that. Hell no, I'm not going to fucking give any of that money like that, and I am not surprised that they did it for that much. Like I told you last week, I was like, dude, that would be awesome if the Dodgers did it. And then I told you, if they do it, the Dodgers are going to charge an arm and a leg the damn fans just to do this stuff because they find a way, take something and just kind of, I don't want to say ruin it, but make it really difficult to enjoy is probably the right wording for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oakland, I'm like, oh, damn, that's badass. That's cool. That's a good price. That's affordable. Now, the Dodgers are saying that they're giving the money a charity and blah, blah, blah. So it's going to be a tax write-off for these companies. And, like, you know, I got this guy that I know, probably Richard Picorni. I could see Richard doing that because he does a lot of stuff through his company, and he's got a little bit of money to kind of do that. I could definitely see him doing that. Again, it's just the right situations, you know. Dude, I can do it. No, you know, like, nah, you know, if you kept it on 100, dude, I might have done it. 89, yeah, man, I probably do it. And 149 for like somewhere where they didn't even say that if you get a down foul ball, you get to keep it or anything.
that was only Oakland said if you get a foul ball or a home run, it hits your shit, you get to keep it. Nah, the Dodgers are like, We're gonna put you out there in the left pavilion behind the fucking peanut guy, and if you get.
Yeah, and they said on their disclaimer, said for a chance to get it back, for a chance get this cutout back. You might even get the damn cutout back.
At least Oakland came back and said, "Hey, man, you're gonna get it at the end of the season. Don't even trip."
Right. Yeah. So and I was just like, man, you guys are just putting in some words in there, and yeah, I ain't buying. It'll be cool. Good for you guys. Are we really gonna notice? I saw some memes saying something like every time a video comes out and I come out on there, this is me, right? Like that, and no, man, I don't know. Nah, I'll pass for $2.99. I ain't got that kind of cheddar, That'll buy me a solar pool cover for my pool.
I mean, I'm down with that. By the way, guys, if you guys are Dodger fans and you guys are going to go ahead and get that. Are going to go in for the 149, the 150 basically, or the 299, whichever one you're going for. Let us know that you actually went through with it. I'd love to be able to talk to a person who decided that $300 was fine to spend on at least one cutout.
Right, and you would think that anybody that gets it gets at least two, right?
You have to, right?
Yeah, I would think. I got a family of four, so what am I going to do? Like, I'm going to get all four with you? I can't afford that. I get two, like, who am I going to get? Is it me and the wife? Is it me and Leo? Is it me and Juan? Like, it's obviously going to be me, So,
obviously, you got to throw yourself out there.
Yeah, so I don't know, dude.
I don't know. I was hoping the Angels would be the one that pop out and go, hey, man, you know what? We'll call it $100. For $100, I think I'd throw myself out there. For an extra 100, I think I'd throw out the kids out there. We have a brick out there on the catwalk that we have that has all our names on it. So I mean, I'd be willing to throw another $100 out there to throw at least one of us out there for.
And you got a brick?
Yeah, we got a brick.
Oh, nice! I got a rock that I put away where nobody could see it at Dodger Stadium.
Shut up! Where'd you put the rock, bro?
Can't tell you because then they might confiscate it and take it away.
You're gonna have to tell me. You're gonna have to tell me off stream or whatever where you put the rock.
It's on my route over there. Let me say that.
All right, one of these.
You've been with me to
the next time we go to a game, you and I, because we always go to at least one game. You always invite me for like the Memorial game, or you invite me for the Veterans game. You invite me for one of the games. Next time we go to a game, you're going to have to show me. We're going to take a quick picture, and we won't tell anybody where it's at, but we'll make sure we fucking do acknowledge that that's where it's at.
I told you, right, that when I die, I want to get cremated, and I'm going to have instructions for my boys to sprinkle a little bit of me over at Dodger Stadium, a little bit at Staples Center, and some of my favorite places,
Absolutely. We'll make sure we put a little bit of a thimbleful of you at Angel Stadium as well.
Sure, why not? Take it. Visitors bullpen over there.
I'll put you in the visitors bullpen. No worries. A couple quick hits before we get out of here. The Trevino Cam, great video of Texas catcher Trevino calling balls and strikes from the behind the plate. I don't know if you saw the video. It was posted on Twitter from the Texas Rangers Twitter page. But it was really awesome to see him talking to the batters, going in there, calling balls and strikes, and the batters are turning around going, hey, bro, that was a ball. He's like, no, that was a strike. That's one, that's two. You're out of here. Get out of here. It was just really fun to see him do that right now with the opportunity that they have. I hope that when the season starts, they do have the catchers mounted up with cameras like that, because it'd be awesome to see that angle.
The umpires with it,
That would be the best thing, because then one, you get to double check what the umpire's looking at. Two, right. It gives you a different. Because I remember I've gotten to sit behind home plate, like literally behind home plate, one time in my life, and it was the most crazy experience that I've ever done. Because you see everything happening in front of you. You see the whole game as the catcher does. And I think that in itself would be an awesome thing for the average fan at home to be able to watch and see and see what's going on. So that's just me, but I don't know what's happening. What do you think, Artie?
That'd be pretty cool. Like I said, I'd rather see it from the umpire. I think if it does happen, it's going to be without sound. because I think there'll be like, the Astros of the world trying to cheat and find stuff like that. Really do, man. I really do.
I definitely think you're going to hear a delay on whatever we watch. There's going to be definitely a 3 to 5 second delay. That way they can mute out whatever's going on or what's happening. Obviously, live on the field, you can't do anything about it. But as far as recording or seeing what's going on, there's going to definitely be a delay. So it is what it is.
Oh, should be interesting. I saw the Blue Jays do something similar for like the home run derby cam, like from a pitching coach throwing batting practice and stuff like that. It didn't look as cool because like the batting screen was in their way. Didn't really see a whole lot of it. When he was talking to the players and stuff like that, that looked really cool. Oh, and I saw him tell Vladdy Jr. was like, "Hey, should I wear this for the home run derby?" He's, "Oh yeah, especially blah blah blah." And then he said, "How many home runs would you hit, on the next home run derby?" He's, "Oh, if it's at Dodger Stadium, 100, easy for sure. In the summer, the ball flies." Blah blah blah. It was pretty cool, like to hear his little interview. But again, and I thought it was real cool because he was talking to them at first, and then he went to pitch, like, batting practice, and he was like saying little stuff like, "Oh man, you ain't gonna get that one," oh blah blah blah, right? Like messing with the guys. But the video itself to me sucked because the L screen was in the way. It was cool when you're talking to players, but right now you got an L screen in front of you. Unless you find a way to move it, like maybe on the top right hand side of your hat if you're right-handed, so that you could see more of the hitter, that'd be pretty cool. But he had it like it looked like to me like on his left shoulder or dead center chest, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
it didn't look as nice. That's why I think the catcher or the umpire's perspective would be best, because you get to see the hitter and the catcher, and it basically gives you that look like if you're playing MLB The Show, type of thing.
Absolutely.
Speaking, you saw that the
Go ahead.
Noise was going to be coming from MLB. Did you hear that crowd noise and stuff like that was going to be coming from the MLB The Show?
I did hear a few of the players that were talking about like, hey, like it's unnatural. Don't do it. Like, let's just play how we play and let's just hear the game the way it goes. But let's just not pump down those games. We were talking about this last week. How some of the players were like, they were referencing like Melvin Gordon, how they were like, "Well, I played for the Chargers, and there's never any fans in the stands, anyways. It doesn't matter whether we see somebody or hear somebody. It's not what we pay attention to. We flood that out. We play the game, and that's what matters."
Sound of the bats when these dudes are hitting sounds just different now.
It's so wonderful, crazy. Bro. It's so wonderful. Hearing somebody throw a 96-mile-an-hour fastball and a player swing and miss, but hearing that little thud on that glove, oh my God, bro!
The zip on the or the sizzle, like crazy, dude.
Oh, it's fucking great, bro. It's fucking great. Speaking about the umpires and the catchers, 11 umpires have opted out of the 2020 season due to health concerns. Umpires to bring up younger umpires to fill in for those umpires that have decided to say, hey, you know what? This season I'm going to step out. What do you feel? Is that going to change what's going on with the umpires going forward, or what's going to happen with that?
I like that's younger umpires, man. The older ones seem to have egos, like Joe West, everybody's favorite, right? He's actually staying in, and he's the oldest the oldest umpire in the game, and he's not opting out. The second oldest opted out, but Joe West is the oldest, and he decided not to. I like the young blood. They are not as confrontational. I noticed that they tend to walk away from the umpires a little bit more. The coaches, kind of give them a chance, and then if the coaches keep pursuing them, then they get mad, and they're like, all right, that's it, you're gone. I give you a chance. I turned my shoulder, I try to walk away. I warned you, you're gone. The older umpires tend to look at the coaches and say, oh, yeah? Over here, see what happens, Like Joe West is known for that. Like he stares people down. He like instigates stuff, So I like that the younger ones are coming in, and I'm going to usher those in, and these are probably good stepping stones. Like, all right, you don't want to be here? Then get out of here. Absolutely. Pretty soon, I think they're going to go to the remote umpires anyways, where they're having the computer umpires, or can't think of the right word for it right now. They might get rid of the umpires because they're doing so much replays and stuff like that,
Yeah. Quick update right now. Leon just handed this to me. ESPN has posted EA or Electronic Arts will alter the upcoming release of Madden NFL 21 to remove the previous logos and team name of the Washington Redskins after the team announced it will undergo a name change earlier this week, according to the EA representative. So things are coming down the pipe, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately, but things are coming down the pipe. The Redskins will no longer be the Redskins. Grab your memorabilia right now. Hurry up, people. It doesn't matter, really. It doesn't. The Redskins are still going to suck, whether they're the Red Tails, the Redskins, the Washington fuckfaces. It doesn't matter. They're still going to suck.
Fine suck. Is it not making the playoffs?
They're going to be under the Cowboys, and that's all that matters to me.
That's not what I asked. Because, I mean, sense a lot of hatred, but I mean, define suck. Something that doesn't make the playoffs.
They're not going to make the playoffs. They're going to be fighting the Giants for third place. It is what it is, man.
The Cowboys kind of sucked last year, you know. So.
Don't start with your shit, fuck it. I was going to say Leon, because Leon's right in front of me. Already don't start with your shit, bro.
Leon, am I right or am I right? Leon, if you don't make the playoffs, you suck, right?
I'm gonna play the fifth on this one. I'm within
wink
kicking
once for yes and wink twice for no.
Right. He winked once for yes. Okay, there. That's all it was. All right, we're at the end of the night, guys. Thank you for everybody who's fucking hung out with us. Leon, thank you. I know it's been an awkward experience for you, but I'm glad that you fucking got through it and that you enjoyed it. I see you smiling and having a good time. So, thank you for being here with us. Artie, it's always a pleasure, never a chore. Let me hear your go away, Artie.
All right, people. You heard Newsome. Let's keep things safe. Wear your mask. Wash your damn hands and use some sanitizer for goodness sake if you go out there. We don't want to spend another freaking 5 months in hibernation over here, all right? Well, seriously, wear your mask, be safe, and take care.
All right, guys. You guys heard it from the professor himself. Make sure you guys take care of yourself. Thank you to all our listeners around the nation, especially in Moville, L.A., Tustin, Dallas, Frisco, El Segundo, Beaumont, and Lakewood. All of our friends from around the globe in Chennai and Pantia, India. Hopefully I said that properly. Brazil and Portugal. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, and share the podcast to all your friends. We love what we're doing here, and we love that you guys love what we're doing here, but it's always amazing hearing from you guys. Make sure you guys hit us back up at the blownsavedpodcast@gmail.com. By the way, a big shout out to my niece, Erica. How you doing? I'm sure you're loving it, and you're saying hi, and you're fucking going through all this goddamn thing with us, and I appreciate what you're doing. To everybody else, have a great night. Be safe. Leon, thank you so much for having a great night with us.
Good night.
Leon, as always, having a great conversation with us. Guys, have a great night. We love you guys. See you guys next week.